Our topic today is dating in New York City and college.
I'm Emily Auld. I'm a freshman and I'm an English major.
My name's Isaiah. I am a sophomore and I'm an entrepreneurship major.
I'm Caroline German. I'm a sophomore and my major is communication studies.
I'm Amanda. I'm a senior majoring in film and screen studies.
My name is Melanie. I'm a freshman and my major is communication studies.
My name is Sadie Lawrence. I'm a sophomore and I'm an arts and entertainment management major.
So first question, describe dating in college in one word.
Difficult.
Exotic.
Difficult.
An adventure.
Challenging.
I guess within Pace University, it would be non-existent. Even in general, like dating in college, the word I would just use to describe it is non-existent.
Have you ever been set up by a friend or gone on a blind date, or have you ever set up a friend yourself?
I tried to set up a friend once. I was really sending her his profile like every day, and I was like, no, I promise you guys would be good together. And then she never went through with it, but I still think it would have worked.
I have set up 2 friends before. They ended up dating for a little bit and then they did break up. I mean, I took credit for it, like when it was good and when they were dating.
Sometimes, you think people are gonna get along and then like you put them together and it's not quite the perfect fit that you were expecting. The good thing about, getting set up in New York City is that whatever you send them out to do, it's like, I feel like they still end up having like a good time, even if it's more in like a platonic way.
Tell us about the worst date you've ever been on and or any other dating horror stories.
I did go on a date once where we went on a walk and we were just walking for like so long and I didn't want to say anything and like be annoying, but I was like, where are we going?
I got really bored and I just didn't want to be there anymore. Like, as horrible as that sounds, I was just kind of over it. It was my ride home too. So it's like, she picked me up and then was driving me back and I couldn't get out and I wanted to get out. And I was like, I want to go home. I hate it here, but no.
It was just so awkward because the whole time he was just talking about himself. After, he just never texted me again, and he texted my friend and he was like, oh, Melanie's nice, but there was no connection. Like, yeah, there was no connection because he didn't ask me anything about myself.
I thought I was like in the Puerto Rican version of Get Out once. And I get to the house, but it's like desolate out and it's like a super suburban neighborhood. And like I had just seen the movie Get Out and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get murked.
Have you ever used a dating app? If so, which one? And was it a good or a bad experience?
I very briefly used Tinder when I was in the quarantine hotel. I got really bored and was like, it could be fun. As soon as I got out, I was like, no, I'm not. That's not for me.
I plead the fifth on this one. Am I a fan of dating apps? No. I have used them. Have they been successful? Yes. Have they been horrible? Yes. Are they overwhelming sometimes? Yes.
Downloaded Tinder when I turned 18. I downloaded Hinge, and I've never gone on a date with either of them, but I've just like used it to talk to people. I say for fun, but like if I think about it, it's really not that fun.
My one friend who was using Bumble, she had a good experience. Like I think she did end up meeting her boyfriend through there, and I'm pretty sure they're still together. So that's a plus.
I use Tinder, but I hate it because every guy on there just wants something that I don't want to give them. Like they just have the worst intentions and it's so cringy. Like I wouldn't like when I get older to say, oh, I met your father on the internet. I wouldn't like that.
I told myself I would never need one. Like I'm never getting a dating app. No. But I got desperate last fall. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how to meet people in the era of COVID-19. So I downloaded Hinge because I heard that was like kind of the more conversational dating app. I delete it like 3 times a month, but I still have it.
Describe a perfect date in New York City.
Honestly, it would be like going to see a show together. That's like something that I'd so want to do one day.
See, the cool thing about New York City is you don't need to do anything. You could literally just like walk. So like I think like literally the perfect date, like the good one that I had, we literally just walked to Battery Park. Honestly, if you and the person really connect with each other, the perfect date can be anywhere doing anything.
The West Village, just because it's like my favorite area, a bar that's not a restaurant, if that makes any sense.
Downtown Manhattan, I feel like it's really meaningful since, you know, we go to Pace. I love walking like up Seaport and like going to like Battery Park.
When the pandemic is over, I think a perfect date would be going to a concert because I love music, but also going to dinner because then we get a chance to actually talk.
Italian food, because I feel like Italian food is not as messy as like tacos where you're eating it with your hand. Go see a Broadway show that night, 100%. Like chill, get like 2 hours of not talking to each other. And then that's where it could end. Or, I mean, go watch a movie or something.
Lastly, what advice would you give someone who's looking to date in New York City?
I feel like there's just like every type of person here that like there's someone for you to find.
Don't try to impress other people by being someone who you are not, because people in New York City can get lost like that. Like, be you, that let them be themselves, and if it clicks, it clicks. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and accept the L's, accept the W's. That's it.
Like, know your boundaries, step out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Be careful because there's a lot of weirdos out there. Make sure you always tell a friend where you're going. If he texts you at 1 a.m., don't answer.
It seemed like the more I tried, like the more it never worked. And then when I stopped trying and I just started like focusing on myself, like that's when I met my boyfriend. Look to fulfill yourself, and then like as cheesy as it sounds, like it's like they'll come like on their own. You will find them.
You can argue that you'd be more prepared, you know, when you do find someone that
Exactly.
you want to be with.
And I feel like it's so easy to kind of like get lost in the city, but sometimes I feel like we need to get lost in order to find ourselves. And by finding ourselves, we also find the people who make us who we are.
Definitely prioritize yourself and your safety. Make sure you have like your backups, your go-to people to like 911 get you out of a situation. And then just have fun. Utilize all of the amazing opportunities that New York City has for us. You know, go do something totally touristy. Do something fun and cheesy.